going, crap, we want to believe in this, but man, is it going to deliver? Is it going to come through? Is it real? Am I getting excited about something that will never happen? These are normal questions for some of you guys to be having. I'm sure your more than you as leaders, your team is having as well. And so I want to just, set everyone at ease. I want to, just first of all, just acknowledge, I get it. I get it. Trust me. I put, it was 2 years in the making that led to Daisy. It was the last several months of, just, endless nights and days and just a lot of effort. And to see the platform, first of all, it is exciting what we did in 4 days. And I'll never take that away from all of you that, in 4 days, we broke every launch record in the history of this industry. And we should be very proud of that. At the same time, we have to be very honest about the reality that the platform wasn't ready. And it could have been ready. It should have been ready. We should have done a better job overseeing the development project. We should have had a better team of IT experts on our side overseeing the development of the project. And we made some management mistakes there. It's just the bottom line. And so we missed it. It wasn't ready. And now we have to deal with that. And that's a reality. So on one hand, you have this amazing reality that, holy cow, in 5 days with a broken platform, we broke every launch record in the history of this entire industry. And at the same time, our platform was not ready for that level of growth. And so those are our realities. And now, we have no other thing to focus on except solving those realities, fixing those situations. And so that's what we're focused on. There's not an issue that we have that we don't have a full solution to. So I want everyone to rest assured there's zero possibility that Daisy is not relaunching and reopening, and that Daisy is not going to be a massive multi-billion-dollar a year project. This is 100%. But we had to learn from our mistakes, step back, acknowledge those mistakes. Myself, as well as the developers, that some mistakes were made on the development end, myself for not overseeing and catching those things and making sure we tested for those specific dynamics. And here we are. We had to learn from those mistakes and now move forward. The great news is that everything for the future of Daisy is going to exist in this updated platform. Once we launch the new platform, everything for the future of Daisy exists. And this is really important to understand, because initially, to be honest with you, I thought we would reach our benchmarks of phase one. I thought we would reach them in 2021 by the end of the year. So in my mind, we had 6 to 12 months to really prepare for phase two for Daisy. And you guys have heard us talk about phase two and phase three. You've seen the roadmap as well. You know that in phase two, we're moving into the Forex space, which will allow for daily profits with the AI platform. It'll allow for daily profits. You guys know that we are looking into some very powerful decentralized finance projects, some DeFi projects, where we as a community can become liquidity providers for exchanges. The money never leaves your wallet, but you still earn profits from those holdings. We've got some really amazing things in the future for phase two and phase three of Daisy. So phase one, we're going to break every record in this industry. Phase one, we're going to reach $1 billion in revenue. We're going to break. It's going to be amazing. But one of the things that this breakdown has allowed us to do is get some fresh eyes on our technology, on the platform, and help us really prepare so that when we move from phase one to phase two to phase three, it's seamless. It's a seamless move, so that the current smart contract, the genealogy, all of those things remain fluid, and we can bring in another offering. We can diversify into Forex. We can diversify into a DeFi project, and we can roll things into the ecosystem organically without having to stop, shut things down, go through this whole process. So there's some long-term benefits to the situation. At the end of the day, it is what it is, and we have to make the best of it, right? We can sit around and trust me, I've done my own, internal work in the last couple of weeks of this process of going, man, but we can either look backwards or we can look forward, right? And right now it's all about looking forward. We've got 3 of the best technology teams. It's interesting how this came about. So as you guys know, we're using a very credible auditing company. We built a great relationship with this smart contract blockchain company, and they have relationships with really, really strong fintech development teams around the world. After the auditing company started to go through the initial audit with us, and then when we did we're getting ready to do our relaunch, we actually had a second audit done. So we had a full audit done last week of the upgraded platform. And some things came back from that audit, and we reached out and said, hey, do you have someone that you recommend who's an expert? And the CEO of the audit company said, look, there's a company that they are the best of the best. And if you hire them as consultants, they will oversee the rest of this project and take this thing to the finish line. So the auditing company actually ended up catching some of the underlying issues that would have hurt us in the future, and helped connect us to some of the best developers in the world, who are now all hands on deck, 7 days a week, multiple shifts, finishing up the project. The rebuild of the platform, the completion of the platform will be in less than 1 week. The final fixes that need done will be done in less than 1 week. Then we're going to do it again. We're going to go through an entire stress test, and we're going to go through an entire audit. Our promise was that we're not going to launch and relaunch unless we have made sure it's gone through that process. So at the end of the day, this is our reality that we have to deal with. The reality is it's going to be 2 weeks. We say 2 weeks, and I'm telling people I'm willing to say 2 to 4 weeks, because even though I believe it's 2 weeks and we've been told 2 weeks is a doable goal, listen, we've been down this road enough together to say, hey, let's not set an absolute certainty until it's an absolute certainty. Right now, our expectation is in the next 2 weeks, we're going to be live. But even if it took 4 weeks, we have to be ready to deal with that. And then we have to ask ourselves a question, every one of us. We have to say, okay, what's the question? Number one, is it worth sticking around with Daisy? Is it worth it? Is there something that's going to happen in this relaunch that I want to be a part of? And whatever we have to go through to get there, I'm all in. Then there's another category of person. There's a person who says, hey, I'm willing to wait this out, and let's see if these guys get it right. There's another category of people that say, I don't just want to wait it out on the sidelines waiting. I want to use the next 2 weeks to accomplish some pre-launch momentum. And I believe in Daisy. I got a taste of Daisy those first 5 days, and I'm going to go out and really prepare a pre-launch team so that when we open the doors, you're at the front of the pack and you've had 2 weeks to build massive momentum. Now, I want to talk to that group of people for a second. If you're in that second category and you're the person who says, I want to lead right now. I don't want to be on the sidelines waiting. I don't want to get distracted with other projects. I want to take the next 2 weeks and I want to lead, and I want to have a successful relaunch when the doors open back up. But I have some hesitations. I want to talk to that person for a minute, because I want to tell you that the hesitations that you feel are actually not only normal, they're healthy and they're appropriate. If you didn't have some sense of hesitation, some sense of concern, some sense of, on one hand, this could be the biggest thing ever. On the other hand, if these guys don't execute, then it's a big opportunity that we've missed. And you may be caught in the middle of, what Daisy can be, but maybe there's not a lot of confidence right now that you feel in our ability to execute on the platform. Here's my advice to you who are those of you in that category. For all of you, as a leader, you'll always hear me say this, that the truth is good enough. The greatest form of posture is authenticity. The greatest form of posture is just being who you are and being real, being authentic. And I believe that the greatest frequency, the highest frequency a leader can have is with transparency as well. So you can actually lead in the next 2 weeks with a very transparent message. If you're the person who says, hey, I hope and I pray that Daisy nails it in the next 2 weeks. And when we go live strong. And if we do, it's going to be huge. But at the same time, you have this very acceptable second guessing of it. Are they going to execute? Is it going to deliver? You can lead very strongly in that situation with a story in one hand that's very true, that what we did is very real, and where we're going is massive. This is the biggest story the industry's ever seen, ever heard, where Daisy's going. But at the same time, you hold this belief, you also hold some concerns or some hesitation about whether or not it's going to execute and deliver. Is that day going to come? You can be very honest about that with your network. You can very openly tell your network, this is the biggest thing you've ever seen. When we launched for 5 days on January 10th, the platform broke, the system broke, the website broke, the smart contract got overwhelmed. And yet, in those 5 days, 53,000 members joined Daisy, and almost $50 million in revenue came in. Almost $30 million is in live trading right now. And we completed 10% of the crowdfund project literally in the first 5 days. But the platform crashed. And your message to the market can be very simple. They're telling us it's going to take 2 weeks for the new platform to be live, to be tested, to be ready. Maybe it'll be 2 weeks, maybe it'll be 3 weeks, maybe it'll be 4 weeks. But John, Mary, Joe, if these guys get the platform right, and I believe they will, I really believe they're committed to this. If they get the platform right, when we reopen Daisy in the next 2 weeks, it's going to be the biggest thing that the world has ever seen. And you probably don't want to miss that. And you can approach people with that very transparent message where you're not putting your word on the line and saying, hey, in 2 weeks, this is going to happen, blah, blah, blah. You can be very honest that if the Daisy team delivers the platform, this is going to be massive. And you're putting yourself on the front end of that possibility. And you can be very open and transparent with people about that. If you don't have the confidence that 100% we're going live, then you can still lead people with an authentic message and vision at the same time. Now, if you knew what I knew, and if you can trust us and push to that next level, listen, it's a massive opportunity because, guys, it is 100,000% real. It's 100% real. What we've put together with Daisy, with endotech, with the smart contracts, this has never been done before. And what you saw in those 5 days, just a taste, once the platform is operating correctly and everything is fluid and we go live again, we're going to be the fastest project to ever reach $1 billion. And we're going to see the assets under management. We're going to see the endotech Daisy fund. This is where the big win is going to be for all of us in 2021. That Daisy fund and that trading platform is going to exponentially reward all of us, reward us personally as contributors, and reward us personally as leaders who are building marketing teams in the project. So the big win on this hasn't changed. It's endotech to the end. And that's a massive back end play for all of us. And we've already seen what the front end can be, what the front end can do. So when we reopen these doors and that front end is all 12 cylinders hitting, well-oiled engine, everything's working perfectly. And it just starts to scale and grow momentum while the trading accelerates, while the stories accelerate. When we open the front end back up, combined with the back end that we have in place with endotech, we're going to make history all over again with Daisy at a whole nother level. If you can believe in that with us, we're so committed. Guys, I've never put in so many 20-hour days. I've never put in so many 48-hour days of literally night shift after night shift, being up with developers in other parts of the country all day, problems. We are so committed to doing whatever it takes. We have the solutions in hand. 90% of the platform is already developed. We're finalizing the final pieces that allow the platform to scale. And then we're going into testing. There is zero question or doubt whether Daisy is going live and whether Daisy is going to finish the story that we've started together. There's zero doubt, zero doubt. This is happening. We believe it's going to be 2 weeks. It might be 3, it might be 4, but at the end of the day, it's happening. And those of us that are prepared for it, it's going to be explosive. And I believe it's going to be 2 weeks. I believe that we will have the platform live within the next 2 weeks. We will be live and making a very exciting announcement. But guys, right now it's felt like a lonely place to be, except for these amazing leaders who have stepped in and said, listen, we get it. Many of you of these leaders have reached out and just shared your sentiments that, hey, we understand Daisy is disruptive. Daisy is doing what has never been done before. We know there's challenges. They suck. But we also know we're getting through those challenges together. And the leaders have really been supportive in the vision. The biggest thing leaders have asked for, and we haven't done a great job of, because it's hard for me to communicate until I have certain absolute answers, but we haven't done a great job of communication, and we get that. I acknowledge that. The last couple of weeks have been very heavy, and we've had to be really in a problem-solving mode. And so we haven't done a great job of communication. We're going to up our game when it comes to that as well. Your leaders will always have a direct connection to us as the founders of Daisy. They will always have a direct connection to us. We will always, if there's any changes in the information, if there's any changes, we will never withhold that. So if our last message has changed, we will never withhold that. If there's a delay in communication, it's only because we don't have any absolute answers yet. Like this week, I really hoped that we were going to go live this week. But on Wednesday, when all of the test results came back and we realized we can't go live, it's too risky to go live right now. Otherwise, we're going to be doing this all over again in 60 days. And at that point, we're going to have 500,000 people instead of 50,000 people that we have to deal with on the data side of things. And so we said, okay, we got to let the field know. We will always communicate with you anytime there's a solid update or confirmation or change of the roadmap that we are on. That we promise you. If you're not hearing from us, it's only because we don't have anything new to say yet. That's that you can count up. So what I want to do right now is I want to throw it over to the leaders that we've made co-hosts here today, just to get your guys' vision, your guys' input. Because you guys are in the trenches, in the field with leaders. And I think it's important that the team hears from you guys today.
Who's going first? Ankur already unmuted himself.
Ankur, go for it, buddy.
All right, guys. Hey, what's up? Wow, we got like 250 leaders from all around the world. Guys, there's an old saying in life, all good things take time, and Rome was not built in a day. And I still remember that leadership call, which me, Jeremy, and some of the top leaders here we had a choice, like literally 3 hours before the official launch, to wait or to launch like after 2 weeks. And all the leaders agreed, no, let's just get ahead and launch. And that point in itself, we kind of knew that, yes, issues are going to come. And I've been personally in the smart contract space, and it's very common to see issues. What I really see is like the reason I am here on board with Daisy still, and I'm not looking for any other deal in the market. Offers are obviously there. I'm just in love with Daisy's vision. It's not really about just a smart contract. It's not just about the money. I've been in the game for close to 20 years now, and all we need is, like a home. And when I look at guys like Jeremy, you look at guys, Anna Becker, I literally saw Endotech listed as official partners on Gemini's website. So when you add all these things together, these challenges are nothing. I mean, what I really know is that whatever it takes, these guys are going to do it. They have the money, they got the talent. Now it's just a matter of doing things. So I think it's going to happen. I'm chilling here, patient. using this time to learn more about crypto trading and having some fun and just waiting for 14 Feb or whatever times it takes, doing once in a week Zoom calls, pumping everybody up. And I suggest all of you to do the same. Let's make millions here. That's all. Over to you, Simon.
Okay, guys. Yeah, I remember this call 3 hours before lunch. Actually, it was pre-lunch call. We seated like 3 hours and we discussed if we're gonna launch it or no. And we decided collectively, guys, that we want to launch it because if we wouldn't launch it, we wouldn't know what's happened, right? We are in this space, in the smart contract space since the beginning of 2020. We did the biggest smart contract on the market called Forsage, and basically even the biggest smart contract on the market had issues, right? So we're not gonna avoid it, right? The most important thing is that they really wanna do it. We really wanna do it. Everyone is here. No one's leaving. We're not searching for other deals, like Ankur said. We're just staying here for a long run. So comparing to the years that will come in front of us, this 1 month of waiting, even if it's gonna 2 weeks, 4 weeks, it doesn't really matter. If you look for the long-term perspective, we're gonna be here, right? So, you know, from my side, now true leadership is shown, guys, because it's completely up to you how your team's gonna react, right? Because it comes from us. If you show good leadership, if you encourage people, they will come, they will stay. Even those who will leave, they will come again because they will see how good we are and how much profit endotech is generating for us, because they are real deal, guys. This is not a startup. It's a company existing since 2012 already. They already proved themselves, right? Since 2017, even on bear market, they were generating profits. So we are planning very long-term run here. And that's why we are here. Doesn't matter if it's gonna take 2 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe 2 months for me. It doesn't really matter because I'm thinking long-term here. Can you imagine 4 years from now, once we launch? We broke all of the records in 5 days. What's gonna happen in 4 years? That's basically all from me. Maybe Becky wants to say something. She's just okay. She's a little bit off today, so yeah. So just guys, encourage your people. Nothing else to do. You know, if you show like if you complain and you show bad attitude to your people, that's how they're gonna react. We have to be patient. We are here key leaders, right? We started these Zooms with like what 15 leaders. At the moment, we have 276 people. So it proves how good we are, how loyal people we have here, and that's what we're gonna do, right?
Yeah, I love what you guys are both saying. You and Ankur both. It's. I remember that call as well because it was tough, right? And it was unanimous. Every leader unanimously said, we need a launch. We need to prove to the world that what we can do with Daisy, and even if it means we have to pause and fix the issues, let's create the story. And you guys as leaders came to us with that because we honestly were ready to postpone the launch. And you guys as leaders said, no, let's push, let's deal with it. Let's do it. And then let's get it. And I agree with you, Simon. It was the correct decision. It was. We made the right decision to keep the launch date when we did. Because if we would have paused for another 2 weeks, then it would have been tough. It would have been real tough. We'd have lost a lot of people. And what happened was we created a story, and now we have as the anchor of our belief a reality, right? We have a proven situation that says, while the market is ready for Daisy, we have something, we have a story that's never been told before. We just created a real life story. And guess what? Part of that story is the platform wasn't ready. Part of the story of life that Daisy represents for every single human being in the world is that when you have the courage to do what's never been done before, you're going to face new challenges. And that's a part of the journey. You cannot push the limits in life and not face disappointments and challenges. You can't. In fact, your ability to lead through disappointments ultimately determines your ability to be a part of revolutionary projects. Anybody can be a part of a project that's been proven for the last 5 years and get on at the end. But to be a visionary and see it at the beginning and be willing to lead through those challenges, you're creating a massive success for you and your family. You're creating something in that way of thinking that the masses won't understand. But what you guys just said is the benchmark of great leadership. Ultimately, 90% of our teams are going to follow our attitude. They're going to follow our actions. They're going to follow our words. They're going to follow our focus. And if we as leaders take on that role, we have to believe in our own heart. But if we as leaders take on that role, it's game over. Why is Daisy revolutionary? Daisy is revolutionary because it's bringing decentralization to the masses. It's revolutionary because it's an entire peer-to-peer model for decentralized finance that has such a huge future in front of it. Just the DeFi alone projects that we're looking at alone are $30 billion a year market categories. Moving into the Forex space, which is Dr. Anna's baby, to have daily profits. That's what Forex phase 2 for Daisy is. People will see daily instant profits on their trading. This is going to be revolutionary. We're going to put 1 million people in phase 1, and then we're going to roll out phase 2, and we're going to roll out phase 3. We've got so many exciting things coming. Daisy debit card that'll you'll be able to spend your Tron, convert your Tron, and spend your Tron at the store. This is something we're rolling out once we're live again. We've got some exciting things in the future for Daisy, and I promise you, anyone who leads with us is going to be glad that they did. So Ankur and Simon and Becky, thank you guys for your input there. So let's keep rolling. Who wants to jump in next?
I think people hear that we are working really hard because we are both losing voice, Jeremy. I'm barely speaking, you're losing your voice as well.
Yes.
Basically, people can hear even that we are hustling every day and we are working on it to improve it. And a lot of people are asking about issues that we had previously. Everything is being solved, guys. We will be in touch with Jeremy all the time, every day, and everything will be solved, right? That's why Jeremy is here. That's why we have the other founders, and we will fix all of these issues one by one until proper launch day.
Yeah, that's a good point, Simon. I just want to reiterate that every problem is solved. There's no issues that we have that the solution is not already being developed, right? We figured out what the problem was, and those problems are being, there's no issue or no question whether or not the platform and the project is going to go live and is going to work exactly as we had always hoped it would. This is 100%. And you may not 100% believe that. That's up to you. You'll see it. You'll see it when we relaunch. But 100%, there's zero concerns that, oh no, we can't fix this, or some problem exists that we don't have the solution to already. So that's 100%.
Jeremy, if you don't mind, Angel's been asking to be added. If when you get a chance, just to add him on.
Oh,
I think he
Adam,
fell off. Yeah, if you don't mind. I'll just add while I'm on. I'll add a few words if you don't mind. And one of the greatest books I've read by this woman, I forgot her name. The book is written, Everything is Figure Outable. And I looked at that book. I said, wow, that's pretty clever title. It's probably a bait, one of those bait books that wants to just get you with the title. But I read the book and it made a lot of sense. And basically what it sums up to, everything is fixable. Everything you can figure out. Every problem, there's a solution. And I always believed with my whole heart, any problem is fixable as long as you're willing to work on it and put your mind to it. So no, we're very grateful. We understand that I personally made most of my money in startups, not in just in local businesses, in traditional businesses, in network marketing, in DeFi, whatever space, ICOs. I made my money in being early. And everybody that's on right now that's early, you know what? You could choose to do something else. That's definitely your right to do. You could wait for it to come back. That's definitely your right. One of the things I would say is if you got a position and you're early on in a project, we definitely have an upper hand. Yes, there's challenges. I'm probably one of the most impatient guys when it comes to things. So I understand how everybody feels, but it's something that's unavoidable. It's something that's happened. We have to roll with the punches. And you know what? Sometimes everything happens for a reason. We don't know why, when, how. However, like Jeremy said, I love what our boy Simon said. He says, you know what? I don't care how long this takes because this is a long-term project. It just hit me. You know what? If this project is going to be here for the next 10 years and it's going to be one of the biggest projects in the history of this space, what if it takes another month? that's not good, you know what? You're more than welcome to go do something else in the meantime. And no one's stopping you, you know? And the thing is, we understand we got something big, but the people that hold on, the people that come with us, we as leaders are going to pull you up. We're not just going to leave you down, and we're going to help you not just succeed, but thrive. But thank you so much for giving me these few words, Jeremy.
Awesome. Love it. Thanks, Mo.
Yeah, I wanted to say something really quick because I know where everybody's at. A lot of people were excited. We had so much. Don't forget, we thought we were launching in the middle of December. So it's been a minute for a lot of you. And first of all, I want to congratulate everybody that's on this call. You know, you guys know me, I like my numbers. So if we have over 50,000 people in the company and there's 280 on the call, you guys are in the top half of 1,000% of this deal. And we all know how big it's going to be, not the top 1% or half of 1%, the top 1,000th half of that percent on this call. So this group here could lead anything into massive, massive results. And the people that aren't on my team here, I see some familiar faces that I know are big time. So it just lets me know the power of what's going on. Not only is Daisy a big thing, but on top of that, we have a team that can drive this engine to make it really, really big. So you got iron sharpening iron. And one thing that really upsets me, because I'm the kind of guy I'm either all in or all out. If I go quiet on you, that means I hate whatever you're talking about or I hate your company. And if I'm not quiet, then I'm loud. And if I'm loud, I'm proud, right? So you guys are here on a Saturday morning or different times everywhere else. It's a big deal. And that's really, really key. You guys get that. What I wanted to talk about a little bit differently than the rest is we're all leaders. So we all get offers, like Ankar said. There's a lot of things out there. There's a lot of noise. But when I get upset is when people say, this sounds a lot like blah, blah, blah company. Or what do you think about this company? Or this, if it reminds you of anything else, you don't understand what this is. There's no other company that has a top 4 accounting firm that's partnering with them that's going to audit their trades. 90% of the things that are similar to us don't even show any fake trades. They just say they're trading, right? So let alone have an auditor, that's doing over 30 billion a year in revenue. This is a top tier company, the level of credibility. They mentioned Gemini. That's another thing that none of these other people have. So when people come at you and they talk about, we're leaders here, we can talk about this. When they talk about crap like behind MLM, I honestly, and I'm an information junkie, I have not finished one article that is negative about Daisy, because I start reading the first paragraph and says, they guarantee 3%. Who on here has heard anybody guarantee them 3% a day? Nonsense. They don't have a real office. They're in a restaurant. What? Nonsense. They don't have this. It's just like, why would you even read that? Why would you entertain that? Why would you let your downline even finish a sentence of that nature? You know, we talk about a network and about the takeaway. Maybe this isn't for you. I've never had to use that. Well, I haven't had to use it a lot here, but that's my attitude. You start with any of this stuff right here, you don't get it. I don't have the time to re-sponsor you. I don't have the time to pump you up, because the time it'll take me to do that, and I could talk to 3 other people that will jump in full speed, full force. And there's been a lot of people on this call that have lost teams in the hundreds, and they're still on this call going full speed. From either cross recruiting or other deals or whatever. There's people that have put in $102,000 on the wrong damn link. It's unfortunate and it's frustrating, but the people that have had that happen are right here on this call. And Jeremy talks about this company breaking records for the first day in the first week. Do you guys understand that the top 50 companies in the direct selling, I don't know what category, if we're affiliate, if we're internet, if we're network marketing, right? We're just so new, we don't fit into any cube. But the number 50 biggest company in the world of networking right now is 108 million for the year last year. So one more week and we'll already be in the top 50 of the top 50 biggest in the history of the organization. And the last thing I'll tell you, because I like numbers.
That's out of 20,000 companies, Kevin. That's out of 20,000 companies. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's mind-boggling. We're doing 12.5 million a day. We're on pace to hit $1 billion in 80 days. And if you look at what Microsoft took, which was like, 8-9 years, and Google took X amount of years, Netflix took 10 years to $1 billion. We have a chance to do it in under 3 months. So to do something with that amount of pressure, good pressure, like pent up people that want to join and everything else. You know, again, I'm probably the most frustrated with the delays, right? We're all frustrated, but we know it's worth it. You got a brand new Ducati or Harley and it just got delivered to your house, but it's raining for the next 3 days. So it's sitting in the driveway and you're just like waiting for that cloud to pass so you can drive it. But you have the bike, or you got a Rolls Royce and you lost the key and they're shipping you another one and it takes 4 days to come in the mail. That's all this is. But you have the hardware in your hand. We just need that opportunity to go take advantage of it. So thank you, Jeremy, for putting this together. I've never been more excited than right now. And, you know, some people are a little frustrated. They heard that 30 of us, many on this call, have made $100,000 already. Just understand, I always look at it like this. If people can make $100,000 in X amount of days, what does that mean for how many people can make $100,000 in a month or a year, or and so on and so forth, right? There's a real good, I wouldn't even call it a trickle down. There's going to be a lot of crazy, crazy stories going on here. And I'm super proud to offer this to people. And this is the first deal I've ever put one of my children in and let them pay their own money. So that just speaks volumes about what's going on here.
That's awesome. Yeah. And we don't hear the stories enough. And as leaders, we ought to really, really highlight some of those stories. But there are so many people that in those first 5 days, not just the top 30 or 40 people that launched. And keep in mind, guys, I want to make this real clear. Most of the leaders that earned the big money in the first 5 days, $100,000 to $500,000, they built their own teams. They were at the top. They didn't have spillover, right? They had to go out and literally create the growth of those organizations. That's a powerful thing to comprehend, right? That they had the same opportunity anyone else has coming into Daisy. They were at the top, so they didn't have spillover. There weren't people above them to create spillover. They created their own spillover. The leaders that you're hearing from created their own launch, and they have gotten paid on what they built, what their network brought to the table. This is an equal opportunity for everybody. But the stories that exist, I mean, I've had people reaching out to me thanking us already because they've made, you know, it may not sound like a lot, but when you have someone in a third world country that makes $5,000 in a matter of days, people that have made $10,000 and $20,000, people that have made $1,000 to $2,000 to $3,000 already, that the masses got a taste. The reason you've got, you know, out of 53,000 people, most of them are all in with Daisy the day we open up again. You haven't lost anything. The question is, what does it become next? What does it become? Do we take this 53,000 people and turn it into the fastest project to reach 1 million? I believe that's what's next. I believe that's what happens when we open the doors of Daisy again. This core group is going to create the biggest story in the history of the industry. And I believe we're going to be the fastest company to reach 1 million members in that short period of time. So Kevin, thank you for that insight, bro.
Next, guys, this is Avi from London. Jeremy, thank you for putting together this call and thank you for the opportunity to say a few words. Look, for me, it's I second what Jeremy said earlier. It's all about everyone making their decision. And when I say everyone, I'm talking about people on this call, because people on this call are considered the leaders of this organization. So you have to make a decision for yourself. And I think it comes down to two things for me. It comes down to mindset and time. It's like, for me, when I look at Daisy, when I saw the call that just happened yesterday, when I look at the transparency and the information, it's all about, are we doing the right thing? I mean, would you prefer to now go in with a system that then a month later would need to stop again, or 6 months later? Or do we want to make sure that once you make your decision, you lead by example right now, but once we reopen the gates, it's like it's going to flood, and that flood is never going to stop because we made the right decision to get everything perfect. When I look at Daisy right now, it reminds me, do I want to be the Ronald Wayne of Apple, or do I want to be the Steve Jobs of Apple in Daisy? That's the choice I see. And I made that choice already. And everyone who's on this call, especially the leaders in my team, you know that. And you are here, your people are here because of the choices you made, because of choices we made. Because once we make the choice, we lead by example. They had the exact same opportunity at the same time. But Ronald Wayne, because of the challenges that Apple were having and he could foresee happening in the future, he sold 10% of his shares at $800 Today, that would have been worth $95 billion. Now, the question is, they had the exact same opportunity. Everyone, 283 people on this call, what you hold in the palm of your hand is exactly the same. No different to me, to anyone else on this call. What is going to differentiate what the outcome is what you do with what's in the palm of your hand. Time is the one thing which is, no one is chasing money here. You think you're chasing money. You're chasing money because you want to achieve something with that money. And time is what we don't have. Time is the one thing, one resource we can never go back in. We can never get more. So what you do of the time between now and when we relaunch, I don't care. As long as I'm staying updated, whether it takes 2 days, 2 weeks, or 2 months for that matter of fact, my decision is made. And I know what I need to do with the time, because what I do with that time is going to define the results that each and every one of us will get. So I would say, coming back to what Jeremy said, you need to make that decision. And whatever you decide, everyone respects that. But whatever you decide, then you've got to lead by example. You've got to lead by example. You've got to put in the time. You've got to put in the effort, because your team are looking to be led. So what you do, what you think, remember, in this industry, everything duplicates. Good habits, good thoughts, bad habit, bad thoughts, everything duplicates. You make your decision, you lead by example, your team will follow. Are you going to get 5% of people who's always whinging and complaining? Well, this place wouldn't be called the world of human beings if that wasn't the case. That's natural. So learn to deal with that. That's what leaders do. So that's the part I want to share. Look, me personally, I've made my decision. And you know what? I'm all in. So thank you, Jeremy, for everything. I can't wait for the relaunch. Yes. Would I prefer it to happen today, tomorrow? Absolutely. But you know what? If it means I have to wait 2 months, I have to wait 2 months.
I love it. Avi, thank you so much. We back in October, we made a decision to when we were looking at the Daisy model, said what is going to separate us from everyone else out there. And I think the model itself, we've nailed that, right? We've nailed that. But the one thing that kept coming up for me is the one thing you cannot duplicate, the one thing that makes all of the difference in the world, the number one difference maker is the leadership, the team of leaders that launch a project, because everything rises and falls on leadership. Everything. The greatest ideas in the world can be worthless without the right leadership. And we put an enormous amount of energy. I had best friends of mine coming to me begging for top positions. I had people coming, offering money, offering to pay $1 million. Give me a top position. We wouldn't do it. Zero. We did not make room for that. I had best friends of mine that could not join Daisy until the links went live. Because they weren't the right leaders and they weren't ready to go all in with Daisy. And as I'm hearing some of the leaders, we're going to continue today, I'm hearing you guys lead. I'm hearing you guys share your mindset with the field. You're bringing such power to me at the same time. I realize right now in this moment, again, just a confirmation that the reason Daisy cannot be stopped and the reason we will be the project that changes the course of this industry is because of the leaders that are on this call right now. And this is what brings the most excitement to my heart, is hearing from you guys. It's just incredible. I want to just say thank you guys to all of you who have led with us and believe in this project. So let's keep going. I know that there's a few more co-hosts there that I can't wait.
Hi, Jeremy. It's Angel.
Angel, what's up, brother? Yes.
Oh, thank you. By the way, I mean, you said it best there. Mindset, it comes down to that. What everybody's talking about, all the leaders here are just amazing. I like what, Avi just said, what Kevin said, what Simon talked about. It's a mindset. It comes down to, we've made a decision, but have you made a commitment? And it's about commitment. I've been able to go to the top of the pay plan 5 times faster than anybody else in 5 different companies. And everybody says, oh, I wish I was in early. No, you don't. If you can't handle the commitment and the emotion that it takes to understand that this is something that's long-term that can benefit you for generations, not just for a few months, but for generations. It's extraordinary. A lot of people when we first came in, they said, "Well, those guys made $64,000, through a pace setter. That's fantastic." They said, "But they made, $100,000 to $500,000 within their first week." True, but they said, "I wish I was them." Well, here's a chance to rewrite that. I see this as an opportunity for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Golly, here's a chance to do exactly what most people said they wish they could, which is to be in at a timing before the company launches. The guys we talk about, and obviously you hear about, those guys made 6 figures their first day or their first week. Those guys made 64,000 a pace setter. Well, everybody says, "I wish I was that guy or that gal." Here's a perfect opportunity, if you have the right mindset, to be that guy or that gal. You have now the next 2 to 3, maybe 4 weeks, if we're lucky, 4 weeks, almost like a pre-launch, even though it's a soft launch, before the company launches, to go and be that guy or that gal. So when the bell rings and this company opens up, you can be that guy or that gal that's already a pace setter, already a leadership pace setter, already got your team ready and got them to get their team ready. This is the opportunity to be the next story of, "I wish I was them." And I see that, and I've been sharing that with the teams, and all the leaders here feel the same way. If you look at this as, "Golly, I got to wait," then wait. I was taught this early on by my mentor in life. He says there's 3 kinds of people in success in anything: those who play to win, those who play not to lose, and those who pay to watch. Some people are paying to watch. Some are playing, "I don't want to lose, so I'll get in and wait." And there's those who are committed that say, "I'm going to play to win." And here's a chance now to build and build and build. I mean, I'm looking at all the leaders out there. I talked to some of them. What incredible people. We all learn from each other. You got, I talked to Yuri out there. He's building in Europe and Russia. He's talking double diamonds, triple diamonds all around. And they're joining. They can't get in. They can't sign in. But they're putting their teams together to get a pace setter, leadership pace setter all around Europe and Russia and different areas of Asia. Curtis has sponsored in Canada. I think I talked to him. He sponsored, 103 people who can't get in, but he's in there in the process now building his pace setter and his leadership pace setter. This is what the leaders that you put together, that we all came together, are sharing their people, the mindset of building now, the ants philosophy, right? Build now, so when the door opens up, you'll be one of those guys or gals that go, "I'm glad I did," instead, "I wish I had." And so that's how I see it. And I believe that old Abraham Lincoln phrase is so true. He said, "Good things come to those who wait, but only what's left over from those who hustle." Thank you, Jeremy.
That's good. I love it.
Hey, Jeremy, can I get in?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And thanks, Angel. I've got some sound bites from you now. I'm going to steal some of your sound bites. Going back to Kevin's comment about the Beyond MLM, I wanted to share for the benefit of everybody that's on the call. I just wanted to kind of share with you my response, and maybe this will work for you or not. So, typically I'll get on a phone call or even a text, "Have you seen this?" And there'll be a link to Beyond MLM. And my answer is no. I refuse to give that bastard any rankings on his website. So I never go to his website, and I encourage you not. But it sounds like you've gone there. So I just want to make sure. And then I put a link to the announcement of Daisy sponsoring the Asian Crypto Conference. And I put a link to Gemini announcing endotech as an institutional partner. I put those 2 links. And I say, and I'm sure Oz covered these 2 stories in his report on Daisy, right? Okay, so guys, if you don't know about those 2 links, those links are in the Daisy official Telegram channel, and you can grab them there. But that's what I do. And so when those people read those links and they go, "Holy cow," and then they know about the Winklebosses and Gemini, and that these guys are out there publicly sponsoring a conference out for the whole world, virtual conference and everything, it all of a sudden totally reframes endotech and Daisy in the mind of your prospects. So I hope that'll be a little tip that you can use. Like I said, if you're not in the Daisy official channel, get in it on Telegram, and then just scroll up and you'll find the links and then use those. And that's exactly how I call him a bastard. I refuse to give him any links. And I hope that you'll teach your team too. Do not send people to that website. Do not increase his rankings. He's a freaking lying bastard. And I speak personally this because he covered me once and it was a complete lies. And one of my mentors advised me and he said, "John, do not respond and do not have your team respond. In 2 days, that link will disappear. It will be gone and no one will ever see it again. So I just kind of want to give you guys some firsthand experience and just share with you how I'm responding to that. Yeah, good. And then the other thing, Jeremy, watch it right. Jeremy, is this a forum for a couple of constructive opportunities to discuss?
Yeah, let's get through. Let's get through all of the leaders. I want them to be able to just share their perspective on everything, and then yeah, maybe we can at the end. Yes,
Jeremy, if I sorry, just to jump in again, I was just reiterating what our good friend John was saying, and once we look at people and these forums, you know what, they write things about everybody, and John's absolutely right. You know, if you give too much attention to things that are meaningless and have no merit, it's absolutely wasting your time and you're wasting other people's time. But there's so many facts that you could bring to your team, that not just that behind MLM, that people are talking and just nonsense. Somebody asked me about somebody and said, do you know this guy? I said, man, why are you paying attention to all these BS? But I wanted to also get back to what Kevin was saying. As these people are talking, I'm just taking notes. Wow, what incredible leaders we have on this. I was downstairs, and luckily Anchor and I are in the same hotel. What's the coincidences? I saw Josh Denny. I've seen so many great leaders just in Dubai, and I'm thinking on this call we could literally take over the world. We could do some monster things, just not the 200 people. We could put up $1 billion between us. So where do you see that at beginning? I haven't seen that ever. I don't want to take more of my time that I need to, but I just wanted to say this level of leadership from everybody down. We got some brightest minds in this industry, and they have chosen to walk together. And you know what? I'm just honored to be on with everybody here.
love it. Thanks, brother.
Hey, Jeremy, can I hop in real quick?
Of course.
What's going on, everybody? Tuan here. Wanted to share a quick story. I usually don't talk much on these calls because I just like to be behind the scenes and kind of do my thing and just build and have fun. And, you know, I'm usually like, I don't really like talking, you know, if I don't need to. So, but I want to share a quick story because I think it's important to know why some people made a decision to actually get involved in Daisy. Okay. So currently right now, my wife and I were currently very active in another network marketing company. We make really good income too, okay? What we do and the name of the company is not really important. The fact of the matter is that we're very knee deep in another project and very committed to it as well. However, 3-4 months ago when Rabu Gary told me, he said, hey, there's someone that you and I know that is launching a project, and I really, really think that you're going to like it. And I asked him one question. I said, Rabu, what does it entail? He said, it has to do with cryptocurrency. I said, I don't want to do it. And he said, why not? Because out of the 20 years that I was in network marketing, 2 of the years I got involved in cryptocurrency MLM. And to be honest with you, made really good money. But at the end of the day, you know, the mining was paying, the trading was paying. Then one day the mining stopped. Then one day the trading stopped. The CEO disappeared. The owner disappeared. You can't get a hold of them. It's the most typical story that you hear in this industry, right? Every single person here is probably like nodding their head. If you ever tried any type of cryptocurrency MLM, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You make money most of the cases, if you built it, you make great money, but everybody that got involved afterwards got butchered, okay? And so after that, my wife and I, we decided to go back into a product network marketing company, because we feel that that was the most certainty that you could have, at least for me in 20 years. That's the only thing that I can feel like I can hang on. You don't make the same amount of money in cryptocurrency, but you make somewhat a more stable residual income. Now, when Rabu called me back and said, Tuan, if you don't listen to what I'm sharing with you, you're going to be the biggest idiot in the world. And I said, okay, what do you got? And he told me the story about how Jeremy actually and his partners introduced a company called Endotech to Kuvera, to Beyond. And he was telling me who endotech was. I was very impressed. But the other thing that got me really excited was he said he's going to utilize smart contracts. And at the time, I barely learned about smart contract because of a company that most of us know called Forsage. And I never got involved in Forsage. Here's the biggest reason why. Because I call it the mom rule. If my mom, who can't recruit a single damn person if she tried, if she can't make money and she can't recruit a single person, I would never do it. But Rabu told me that Jeremy and his partners put together a project that utilizes a smart contract that decentralizes the ability that even Jeremy can't even touch it. He can't even touch your funds even if he wanted to. Everything is actually circumvented through a decentralized entity, but endotech actually produces a passive income for trading profit rewards. I was absolutely impressed. But the biggest reason why I do it, because I want you guys to understand, is because I met Jeremy 20 years ago. Jeremy is one of those guys that he's a visionary. If anyone hasn't caught that yet, this is my moment to edify Jeremy for you guys. Jeremy is someone that is a visionary. Think of the likes of Amway. Think of the likes of New Skin. Think of the likes of people who've gone through a traditional network marketing and spent a decade minimum in leadership experience. Read the John C. Maxwell's, read the Napoleon Hills, read How to Win Friends, Influence People. This is very important, okay? Because every cryptocurrency MLM person that is an owner, either A, I don't know who they are, I don't know their name, they don't show their face, and they don't have any leadership experience at all. And so I want you guys to understand that we have someone very special that is a visionary, someone that has put in their time, they put in the effort, their energy, their money, they've been to the seminars, they read the books, listened to the tapes. And because of that, I said, if Jeremy's involved, Rabu, if you're involved, that relationship in itself, I'm very, very open to it. But the fact of the matter that endotech is involved, that Jeremy has complete close ties to endotech and completely decentralizes it using a smart contract, I said, I'm on board. I'm willing to actually go in, bring an international team on board. Let's do it. And so, guys, I just want to share that story because everyone has their own reason why they do it. Maybe you're doing it because you're looking for a way to put a retirement plan. Maybe you've been in network marketing for so many years and you said, I'm tired of it. And you're looking for something that just could be a home run. I've never, ever in my wildest dreams would say, I'm going back and investing my time, energy, and money into a crypto network marketing. Because you know what? It's because of leadership. It's because it's a smart contract, and it's because of endotech. Okay. And if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't see me here. Okay. I promise you that. I wouldn't be saying a single damn thing on this call right now. I'd be just making this a little tiny project. I'm collecting a little check. But I'm honestly really believing in Jeremy. I'm believing in the developing team, and I'm believing in the vision. And every single one of you, I'm speaking on behalf of you. That's probably the biggest reason why you're doing it too. And make sure you decide which area you're gonna go. You hang your hat on that vision, or you're gonna hang your hat on the reason why you shouldn't do it. So for me, whatever biggest reason why you shouldn't do it is all more of a reason why you should do it. Okay. You shouldn't do it because it's not ready yet. Well, that's the biggest reason why you should do it, because while everyone else is waiting or they're walking away or they're doing whatever it is, there's people right now that are actually preparing for Pacesetter Gold. Every single day I'm on a call with someone that's running for Pacesetter Gold, and they're out there, they're looking at themselves as they're pre-building, because when the moment it launches, they're getting in the pool on the first 24 hours. I promise you, there's people right now on this call right now, they're texting other people and they're positioning themselves. That's just how it works, you guys. Every single industry, every single company has always been like that. So guys, that's pretty much it. Just want to share you that story. Jeremy, we believe in you. We believe in your leadership, and let's make it happen. So thank you so much.
I'll jump in on that. We hear these leaders talking about people doing the Pacesetter bonus the very, very first day. And there's nobody did it in the very, very first day, because it took 2 weeks or 3 weeks pre-build into that very, very first day. And that's where we are again. We've wound the clock back to the point where you are equal to those that have already achieved. And I suppose that the best way, I probably, it's on the flip chart, if I could illustrate that to you guys sitting there waiting. This is not the time to wait. This is not the time to even sleep. You have to impact what you do in the next 2 weeks, or if it's 3 or 4, what you do now in these 2 weeks will dictate your check in 2021. So I'm disappointed in myself, in what I put into this, because I didn't hit the leadership Pacesetter. I hit the first one on the first day, yes, but it took me more than a day's work to achieve that. And that puts you into that same position. And if we look at it mathematically, we took in, let's say, somewhere in the region of $20 million. $20 million in the first 24 hours, give or take. And it's $50 million over 4 days. But in the first day, and we're going to have another first day come up very, very, very soon. And I was delighted yesterday morning when I heard we've got 2 weeks before this launches. I went, yes, yes, the people have a chance. The people have a chance to build for this, because there is 2 great pools. There is the gold leadership pool, and there's the leadership pool itself in the Pacesetter. These 2 pools have 1.8% equal contribution. And it's up to you to decide, what can I do between now and soft launch? How can I get into these pools? When you divide 1.8% of $20 million, that works out at $360,000. $360,000 was sitting in these 2 pools. And you decide, am I getting into this one or am I getting into this one? And we know that hindsight's a wonderful thing, but we have hindsight now. We've seen the results. We know that in the first day, approximately 80 people got into this pool. Those 80 people divided 1.8% of the total global revenue. That is $4,500. 80 people made $4,500 day one, and you have that same opportunity. But what if you realize there's only about 6 people qualified for this one, and 6 into that give these guys approximately $60,000. 6 into 360 is $60,000 in 1 day. There's people in this industry that won't make $60,000 in a year, but to do that in 1 day, you can create that in the next 14 days. In the next 2 weeks, you can put this mechanism in place for you and your family, because this business is built on stories. And we need to know, what is your story? What is your story? Your story is, I started and I stopped and I waited, or I started and I continued and I started again when this launched. And that's what you need to think about. You see, how do you get into this Pacesetter? It's very simple. It's a little box that says 24 and $128,000 in contribution. You need to get 24 directs and $128,000 in contribution. And you might think that's difficult. That is not difficult. That is easy. How do I know it's easy? Because 80 people did it. 80 people did it. Now, that was in the first day. Of course, there are more Pacesetters than that today. But based on that, I want you to think about, there was another 30 million came in on top of that. There was another 30 million came on top of the 20 million people. So what do you think these people made in the first week? And that's why the stories are realistic. Somebody made $100,000 in the first few days. Absolutely. These guys only found 3 people. 3 people to do that. That puts you into the leadership pacemaker. And now you've got yourself a business. What you need to do is you need to be talking to people every minute of every day. You need to absorb every ounce of energy you have building for our new soft launch, and decide which of these 2 pools you're getting into. And it goes back to the other thing. How can I find 24 people with $128,000? Well, if you think about, when I heard about this, I said, why is Jeremy teaming up with Rabu? Why is Kevin teaming up with John? Why are these people coming together? Because they wanted to get into the 10 tiers. And the 10 tiers is $102,300. Now, the average man or woman on the planet doesn't have that class of money. Okay, if you're successful in the industry, some people can afford that. But that's why maybe 2 people get together and form a double syndicate. But what about 4 people doing 25K and creating a syndicate to get into the 10 tiers? Or 10 people. I mean, I have a firm of taxi drivers. There's 20 taxi drivers putting in 5K each to make a syndicate to create tier 10. And that puts them in the business. Then the 20 taxi drivers go front line. And now they've got 20 out of 24 towards that contribution. And they take a personal position then to build out Paysetter. So there are ways you can achieve it. And the most successful thing about this whole project has been said so many times by each of these leaders. It's not just Jeremy, who is amazing. It's endotech, it's the product. You see, no matter how amazing Jeremy is, and no matter how good smart contract is, and no matter good the compensation plan is, it comes down to the product. And that product is what we get for our contribution. We get equity in the company, and we get trading rewards. And you've heard from her mouth herself what she said. She's expecting 300 to 400%. You saw it in Adam Rubin's post recently that he's expecting 300 to 400%. Well, with this 102K, that would put approximately $70,000 into the contribution into the trading side, into the trading fund. If you get 100%, you've got $140,000. If they achieve 200%, you've got $280,000. If you achieve 300%, you've got $560,000 passive trading rewards. And that's why it's important that you go ahead and do your darnest, do your best, beg, borrow, steal, create that tier 10 for you and your family, or for your little syndicate. Get tiered up and get Paysettered up, and you've 2 weeks to do it. I'm blessed that we were given these extra 2 weeks. I wish we get a month, Jeremy, because I'll bring in 30 Paysetters. Back to you guys.
No, I love it here. And you're exactly right. The entire focus right now has to be Paysetter. If you're in the game for relaunch, pre-launch, it's Paysetter, Hugh, exactly 1,000%. And it's creating Paysetters. And one of the things I love about the leadership pool for Paysetter is that you can earn an unlimited number of shares in that pool. So for every 3 personals that you help get to Paysetter, you get another share in that bonus pool. And so this is powerful, guys, because that 60,000 that was paid out in one day for every Paysetter leader, a person could have 2 of those shares, 3 of those shares, 4 of those shares. If you go out and help 12 people go Paysetter in the next, during 2 weeks during the pre-launch, they prepare this, guys, that's 4 shares in this leadership pool. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars a month potentially that you can earn in one single component of the reward plan. So Hugh, man, you broke it down and that was amazing. Thank you.
Hey, Jeremy, thanks to you. Hey, just want to say Johnson from Asia, of course, and right now midnight, but then super excited and then grateful for all the leadership here. And I want to keep it real short is that definitely that everyone is very patient right now for the next 2 weeks. And then of course, 80% of the people may see this like a problem right now, but I guess it is really not a problem because the real problem for me is actually when a company is gone, endotech is gone, Dr. Anna, we couldn't find him, Jeremy is gone, we couldn't contact anyone, the WhatsApp is deleted. That is a real problem, right? But right now is that I don't even see this as a problem to wait. It is actually a necessary delay. And then it is actually an opportunity for everyone to just be ready to become a Paysetter, go leadership, or to even talk to more and more people. And then, and I fully understand that last month, everyone is excited for the 15th of December, and our Christmas is messed up, right, Jeremy? You mess up our Christmas because of Daisy, you mess up our New Year countdown because of Daisy, and you mess up our sleep because of Daisy. And because of this sacrifice, and for the next 1 year, for these next 12 months, right, we are going to be very patient with the wait because we know that because we sacrifice our Christmas, our New Year countdown, our sleeps, and then for the next 12 months, our Christmas this year, our New Year countdown this year, we are going to celebrate together as a Daisy family. Yeah,
Yes.
so it's definitely the mindset, it is definitely the attitude, and completely understand that as just as human being, that all of us have emotion, roller coaster emotion, you know, just like when Bitcoin go up, go down, the Tron pump up, all these things, people are very emotional, but it is so important to just stay in this healthy environment and then to just continue to just pour ourselves with Daisy every single day. And lastly, I just want to say thank you to Tuan to just introduce to me this opportunity and a lot of amazing leaders here. And I just want to give 100,000 of respect to Jeremy for also changing the uni-level bonus plan at the last minute by the end of last year, right? To actually allow to have a pass setter whirlpool. I think this is a very smart move, Jeremy, that what he did actually, instead of creating competitors in the same company, but he is actually uniting everyone from competitors to become a contributor. So everyone right now, the 244, all the leaders here, we are contributing together. No more competitors. We are all helping one another to make sure the whirlpool is there, to make sure the endotech do what is endotech going to do next year, and then to fulfill what Daisy says you want to do. And then, so Jeremy, you are truly like our Steve Jobs for this smart contract. Maybe a Tim Cook, I don't know, you know, that I really appreciate you, love you so much. And then this year, Christmas, we were going to celebrate really, really big time. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you so much, Johnson. Hey, York, I'm going to throw it over to you, man. Are you there?
I'm here, man. Yeah. So first of all, thank you so much, guys. So because I've got all the informations from other leaders and everyone has different thoughts. So that is so strong for me. And Hugh Paul, I think that's the right name, yeah. So I love it, what you did. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And I hope that we get the recording to share that with our field. So that was brilliant, man. So the thing is, guys, usually the people overestimate what they will achieve within a week or within a month, and they underestimate totally what we achieve within a year or even 2 or 3 years. So we talk about 5 days. Yeah, and most of us, we got the gold pay setter and also the leader bonus and all of that, and we see all these unbelievable figures, but I cannot think about what will happen within the next 2, 3, 4 years. I get scared about that, and because of that, a friend of mine, he said that this portal has to be built like eBay or even Amazon, because we will have these hits like that. And for that, guys, I can wait 2 or even 3 months because I know what we will achieve. And I remember when we started, I see my friend Eddie and René and some other guys and Andreas, when we started with Bitcoin, guys, it was $300, $350. And the people, they laughed about us and they said, oh, these idiots. The press in Germany, the network press, they wrote bad about me because this idiot now starts with some cryptocurrency or digital currency and so on. And we knew at this point what will happen. We earned few Bitcoins per day. But now 5, 6 years later, now we see what happened in this time. And exactly this is what we see right now. So everyone who laugh about us now, because they say, come on, this company, they start and then they stop again and so on. I laugh at them. I tell them, guys, this is the second chance in your life. The first time you missed. The first time was the big Bitcoin boom where we collect all the Bitcoins and we built our big houses and we bought our cars and we did all of that. And now it's your chance, because I believe that with everything what we together will do, we will bring up Tron in a really nice price. So I see that we all together can create a really, really huge thing, as we see on this Wall Street bet here, what we see right now, what the guys are doing. I think we as the leadership for such a company like this, we can create such a huge thing. And I just hope, and Tuan told it, because I think we were in the same company in the past, and we see now what happens sometimes and how many people were scammed and so on. So I just really, I bet every day that this thing will last for, I don't know, not as Edward said, not for long term, for life term. So this is what we think. And because of that, It doesn't matter when we start, guys. It doesn't matter, because we will build this thing bigger than everything in the world in the past. And we create millionaires and even billionaires, I'm sure. That's it.
Love it. Awesome. Thanks, York. Curtis. Are you there, brother?
What's going on, everybody? So yeah, you know, when I heard about the delay, I was not disappointed at all. I have not been disappointed at one bit. My belief is contagious, and it's spreading throughout my whole entire team, and everybody's just bringing tons of people into this. And you know, this is the fastest growth that I've ever seen with any company that I've been with. I'm loving it. Loving life. I'm loving the fact that, you know, everybody's going to win here. Jeremy, everybody on the team is super, super thankful and for everything that you've done. And obviously, Angel, thank you. You're the man bringing me into this. You know, Joshua and John. You know, it's a great experience to be a part of. I'm glad I'm here. And, you know, it's I'm just excited to be here for the ride. And, you know, I'm going for pace setter and pace setter leadership, and to help everybody else hit pace setter. And so, you know, that's all. You know, you want to keep delaying it. We're just going to keep bringing more pace setters to the table. So thanks, everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yuri, I just brought you in as a co-host as well, so you can unmute yourself. I would love for you to share with everyone why you're excited as well. And it's really neat, the caliber of legends in the industry that we have that you've been hearing from today. These guys don't say a lot about themselves, but everyone you've heard from today, I would consider in the top 1% of leaders around the world. And Yuri is no exception as well. So Yuri, I would love for you to share your thoughts also.
Likewise, Jeremy. Hi, guys. And I won't tell you my feeling. And a lot of people who talk here before, and Angel, I love you, brother. And I know him couple decades. And Jeremy, you're doing a great job. I want you guys understand. I know Jeremy, partner Edward, probably more than decades. Very honest guy with integrity. Anna, Dr. Anna vision, it's unbelievable. The more I found out, remember, Jeremy, we spoke first day and almost 7 weeks ago. And when I found out about Dr. Anna, I checked it out. I called my leader in Israel and they checked it out. And she mathematic genius. If somebody listened closely yesterday, what she talking about, I just love it. So much integrity. You as a top leader, you have to read between, you know, between sentence. When we sit down with Angel and make that winner plan, because he knows my personality. My personality, I like win. Every project I started, I was on the top. I was #1 top recruiter in all 4 companies after my huge success in Amway, and I was #1 top account owner on East Coast. East Coast, everybody knows me, and of course internationally, global. You know that Amway was global, and I learned success system directly from legend, from Dexter, and I remember he always told me, okay, belief is a matter of choice. Why I'm doing, when I started Amway, everybody told me, old company, what you doing there? You're wasting your time. My uncle was there, my aunt, grandmother never make any money, etc. You know what I did? My sponsor quit. My sponsor quit. And I built huge organization, past 39 upline who started Amway 5-6 years before me. I just passed them. All my neighbors call me crazy, okay? And my leaders call Old Diamond, double Diamond, Fred Hartais, Double Diamond. My first mentor called me unstoppable. If I started something, you just watch, okay? And that's why my name, if you look at Bible, I got so many ravine, rabbi, bishop, and different priests, minister in my organization. started from Amway days, and they told me my name, if you look at Bible, translate fire. I'm sleeping 5 hours per day, last 7 weeks. I told to Angel, this can be our retirement. It can be our legacy, which we pass to our kids. And when I talk with Jeremy, remember you told me, I'd ask you, what's your plan? And you tell me, we got plan 5 years to create $1 billion. And I'm thinking, with me, we can do less than 6 months. Because I built $3 billion company from scratch with my team leaders, from scratch, from zero. This was my attitude. And when people call me from my group and, oh, delay, you know how I motivate them? They love it me very much. I told them, you got your 24 people? I got my 30 people, all diamonds, double diamonds, blue diamond, different ambassador, but you got your 24 people? You don't know, not yet. So now tell thank you, yeah, go church, because I'm believer, put candy there and do your job. I'm doing webinar every day, Angel knows, for Europe, for international. I built international group, already joined me 17 different countries. Just watch on Dubai, okay? I'll be bring hundreds countries in this project. This is the best project that I ever saw. I cancel everything. All I'm doing only Daisy. This is what my belief. I believe Dr. Anna. Okay? I believe Jeremy. I believe his partner Edward. I believe Angel. And I believe John. I know him 20 years. And you understand, guys? I know Kevin decades. And hi, Paul, you did a great job today. You did a great job. I wish everybody got that kind of vision. Dexter told me 30 years ago when he invited me to his Diamond Leadership School. And I surprised from capital of the world, 9 million people living there. And I found out when I got counseling how to become double diamond. And he invited me alone. Just think about why he invited me. And so smart, so wisdom. He was economic advisor, 3 different presidents. And he told me, I was very young. I was not mature, Jeremy, like you right now. And I was very young and very ambitious. And he told me, you remind me when I was young age. That's why you're here. Everything what's happening for a reason. You're here because you deserve to be here. And you got big heart. You're caring about people. You're helping totally strangers. You help 1,000 people become successful. And the most important, you got vision. Most people don't. And the guy from Asia, he absolutely correct. 80%, I think maybe 85%, they will be sitting and waiting when door open. So what? Guys, the more peace center we can create. Let's start the work. Do what we do the best. This is what I do. Last 31 years, no job. I don't have any pizza. I don't have any cafe or restaurant like some people do. This I respect only passive income, residual, and we get it. I promise you, we get it together. Together, everyone achieve more. Teamwork, make dream work. Look at how many top leaders here, how I know personally, and together, trust me, we go there. Just have belief, and just do it, okay?
Awesome.
It's worth it.
Thank you so much. You're exact. And guys, the highlight of this call, you're exactly right. The highlight of this call, I hope everyone caught it. We'll get the replay out, is what Hugh Paul talked about, what he drew out on the board, the power of Pacesetter. This is a chance for every single person who watches this replay, who takes advantage of the next 2 weeks, to literally have Pacesetter done before we open up the doors, and to have pace setters in your organization. And can you imagine? I mean, Hugh, I love what you said. Can you imagine? We did 50 million, we did 20 million in day one, 50 million in 5 days. what is going to happen when we open the doors back up? Every existing member upgrading, all of the new people waiting to join. I mean, it is going to be incredible. And to be a pace setter means that you earn profits from the entire Daisy project. This is massive. You don't just get paid from your team, from your matrix, from your unilevel, from your personal referrals. You get a piece of every single transaction on the front end in the entire Daisy community when people contribute, and from the profits on the back end. And I'm going to tell you guys, listen, the timing that's going to happen, I promise you, I just feel it in my gut, because we have not yet seen the power of the endotech system, right? Because it takes time, and the AI is not yet entering the market in an aggressive way. When that element kicks in, when people see the trading component going up in the bone, and we reopen the doors, and all of this happens synergistically, what we did in the first 5 days is nothing compared to the relaunch. And those individuals that qualify for Pacesetter Gold or in the Pacesetter Leadership Bonus, and you do that out of the gate when we open up the doors, you set yourself up. You literally set yourself up for life, where you're going to get a piece of front end and residual income on everything that Daisy does. You could qualify for those bonuses and never earn another dollar in the bonus plan, except Pacesetter Gold and Leadership. And you're going to probably have the best residual income you've ever had in your entire life, just from the Pacesetter bonuses alone. It's that big. So this is where all the focus should be. So Hugh, why don't you close us out? I'm going to throw it to you. And why don't you close us out on the call today? Because you were the highlight of the call.
Who's that, me?
Yes.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. Sorry. Yeah, what I think is, for all the people on the call, and I know 60 people have dropped off, and I can't understand why 60 people would have a reasonable excuse to drop off. Maybe 10 of you had for another appointment and we'd gone over the clock, but not 60 people. How would you like Jeremy Roma in your team? And Yuri in your team? How would you like Curtis and Johnson in your team? And Yurik? How would you like Anchor in your team? And Hugh Paul and Kevin? And how would you like all in your team? Well, that happens when you hit Pacesetter, because every dollar we bring to this community, you get paid. You get paid. And this is the pooled environment that together we can achieve amazing, amazing things. And what excites me is, okay, I'm disappointed because I didn't do this other side, because I'm not a good enough leader to help 3 people do it, because I didn't understand the power of it. Now we have the understanding. Now we've seen the results. Now we have the hindsight. Get 3 pace setters. Do you feel that power? And that's what you should do. And you've enough time now to do it, guys. I think we should do this call definitely again, same day next week. I'm doing about 4 webinars a day. I do a global webinar Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You're all welcome, but that room sells out. We had 500 on the other evening. So we need to come together more often, and the communication can be done through this channel. And maybe we open up the call, like this call, open it up again this day next week, and get 1,000 people, 2,000 people on the call, and get back into momentum, back into driving. And I wish you all the success, guys.
Done. All right, let's do it. Let's plan on same time next week. Let's plan on doing it. Hugh Paul, thanks for your leadership. Everybody, good day, good night. Thank you guys so much. We love you. And here we go.
Thanks,
everyone. Guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank you, everyone.
I got another webinar.